Checkin2Work was something that was a natural progression from some of our other services that we created this year. Axiom, in March, decided that we were going to head in a direction that would support our existing clients that were critical infrastructure remain open. And by doing that, we created a syndromic screening because testing wasn't yet widely available, and there were other approaches that weren't quite yet ready for employers. So Axiom created a contagious respiratory illness assessment that would help and conduct that syndromic screening for employers to determine whether an employee was symptomatic or exposed potentially. And then the Check-In2Work app is something that we created as a natural progression from that CRIA syndromic screening. What it is it's an application that can be downloaded via the Apple Store or the Google Store. And it is something that employers can provide to their employees that will allow an employee to give a daily health attestation. What that does is it gives a point-in-time record of an employee's health before they come into the workplace. That physical movement of an employee into the workplace is something that we've had to help employers take a really close look at and develop plans, policies, and procedures around, because we want to make sure that they're not necessarily coming into the workplace if they're symptomatic, whether that's a presumed positive for COVID or not. It's a very specific layered approach that Axiom has provided with these employers. So that layered approach means that we're stacking the application, we're stacking the screenings, and now testing protocols in order to keep these employees safe and healthy in the workplace. Check-In2Work was our first application. And then when we were considering how we deployed Check-In2Work for some schools and the education industry, then we started to think as a natural progression, how do we help students? How do we then take what we've learned from Check-In2Work and keeping employers safe with how do we keep students safe as well? As we were protecting the schools and helping them remain safe and healthy in the workplace, there's another component there that needs to be addressed. If you have a teacher and administrators in a school and they're providing a daily health attestation, then you need to make sure you're also doing that same level of support for students. So the Check-In2School application is very similar as the Check-In2Work, but what it'll allow is a parent on behalf of their student to check in and provide that same level of daily health attestation that their student is healthy and able to physically go into the school.